Hello, lovely people. My name is Esther. Yes, it's a fake name because I don't want to be recognized. Even though I'd love for my dad and stepmother to be publicly shamed, I don't want the drama for myself. So, I'll be using fake names. My story is about how I got my revenge against my father and his new wife. My mom, Meg, was a very kind and loving woman. She was one of those people who could easily make you fall in love with her. She was not only generous and loving but also very caring. I'm not saying this just because she was my mom. The entire community loved her just as much. I thought that my father, Richard, loved her a lot too, but I was wrong. When I was around 16, my dad left my mom and married his mistress, Jennifer. My mom was actually getting cancer treatments, and my dad decided it would be a good idea to cheat on her with her best friend. Apparently, it had been going on for a year since my mom's diagnosis. One day, my dad sat me down and told me everything. He said, "I'm sure you've heard that your mom and I are splitting. You have to understand, Esther, I cannot be with someone who is sick. I needed a wife who would take care of me. Jennifer makes me feel loved." I was shocked and angry. I said, "You have some nerve to try and make me accept your mistress. I'll never forgive you for what you've done. I don't want Jennifer anywhere around me again." My dad replied, "That will be a big problem, Esther. I'm going to marry her in 6 months as soon as the divorce is finalized. You need to attend our wedding and support us. People will talk if you don't show up." He showed no remorse. The only reason he wanted me to accept his affair was so that people wouldn't look down on him. I can't begin to tell you how disgusted I was. My mom tried her best not to spoil my relationship with Dad. She explained that she wouldn't be alive for long, so I needed to stick with the only parent I would have in the future. It made me super sad to hear her say those things. It was true that her cancer got worse and she didn't have much time left. I needed my dad back then. I needed his support. Seeing my mom die in pain while my dad was celebrating his new family was horrible. Still, I tried to have a relationship with Dad. The saddest part is that Dad didn't care about me at all. It's like a switch went off and he just stopped thinking about me altogether. He focused all his attention on his new family and stepkids. I was always left as an afterthought. I was even made to sleep on the couch while his new kids had their own rooms. When I complained, Dad and Jennifer jumped on me. They said, "How can you be so selfish, Esther? This is all very new to my stepkids. They need their rooms to adjust. You can sleep on the couch for a few days. This is my house and I will decide who stays where." I replied, "Dad, first of all, this house belongs to Grandpa. He promised me that I would get my room. You promised him that too. That's why he let you stay here." Dad responded, "Look how entitled you are. This house will be Richard's eventually, and then it will be your step-siblings' property. You need to stop complaining and try to be good to them." I said, "Why should I be good to them when all they have done is torment me? Dad, you know that your wife and stepkids hate me. Still, you want me to be the one to adjust. How can you do this? I'm not answerable to you, sir. In a few months, you'll be an adult and have to find your own place anyway. So what's the point of having a room? Stop being difficult and be nice to your new family." I was crushed by what Dad had said. It was clear he would kick me out once I turned 18, while his stepkids, who were well past 20, had their own rooms. The favoritism and double standards were heartbreaking for me. Things got worse when my mom died a few months before I turned 18. I was devastated, but Dad offered no support. It was Grandpa Peter who helped me with everything. He helped me arrange the funeral and started to be my guardian. He always said, "Your dad is an idiot, Esther. He has no idea how much he has wronged your mother. One day, he will realize and face the consequences of his actions." I have given up on him, Grandpa. He's busy with his new family now and plans to kick me out at 18. I don't even know what to think anymore. Don't worry, Esther. As long as I am alive, I won't let you be without a guardian. You can depend on me for anything. So, I went to Peter whenever I had a problem. My dad was busy with his new family and didn't have time for me. This new family didn't like Peter because he disapproved of their affair and marriage, so they never bothered with him. They only wanted his assets and were waiting for him to pass away. Naturally, we both felt isolated and depended on each other for support. As soon as I turned 18, my dad made it clear I wasn't his problem anymore. He and Jennifer went through all the details. "So who turned 18 today?" "Esther, from now on, you are on your own. As an adult, you need to manage your expenses. We won't let you live in this house for free. You even need to pay us rent and utilities or get a different place." You're hogging the couch anyway. Wow, you two did have it all planned out. What about your own kids, Jennifer? They are adults but still live with you. Don't compare my kids to yourself. They are different and more important. Now Richard needs to build a relationship with them. She's right, Esther. I need to concentrate on my new kids now. You will always be my daughter, but I have to prove my love to them. And just to be clear, I cannot pay for your college. Don't worry, Dad. I won't ask you for anything. Actually, Mom already had a college fund for me with her inheritance money. I can easily pay for all my semesters. I have myself enrolled in one, so I'll be leaving soon. I'll stay in the dorms. You won't have to worry about me anymore. I genuinely thought they would leave me alone after that. I just wanted to get away from them. But mentioning the inheritance was a huge mistake. Suddenly, Dad and Jennifer were saying how unfair it was for me to have so much money. Dad even tried to make me give them some. I told them they didn't deserve Mom's inheritance and that I needed it to pay for college. I thought that would do the trick. It didn't. One day, when I was visiting Dad for the holidays, I overheard a horrible conversation between him and Jennifer. Richard, the guests have been asking for a new car and some gadgets again. I don't know how to tell them we can't afford it. It's so unfair that Esther gets everything while your kids don't get what they want. If you don't do something about it, they will start to hate you. Don't worry, dear. I'll talk to Esther. I'll make her drop out of college. Then she'll be forced to give up the rest of her inheritance to us. That's a wonderful idea, Richard. Esther doesn't deserve so much money anyway. She needs to share it with her siblings as we do. You should talk to her. Don't worry, I will. Very soon we'll have the rest of her inheritance in our accounts. We can get our kids whatever they want. Hearing this made my heart hurt. I loved my dad despite what he had done, but what little love was left for him was now gone. I couldn't believe he could be so cruel. He wanted to destroy my career to help his new family. It made me sick to my stomach. After a while, I was burning with anger, so I decided to call my grandpa and hatch a plan. I want to get back at Dad and Jennifer. They had no idea who they were messing with. About 2 months later, Dad and Jennifer called me home. They sat me down and told me we needed to talk. I knew what he was going to say, but I wanted to hear them out. He said, Esther, there is something we need to talk about. I want you to drop out of college. You've got a lot of inheritance from your mom. It's very unfair that you get to go to college and spend so much money. You need to drop out and give us the money. I replied, Excuse me, why would I do that? And what do you even need the money for? You are not my real dad. Dad persisted. Now, Esther, you have step-siblings and a new family. It was extremely rude of you not to share your inheritance. We want to remedy that. If you drop out of college, you won't need the rest of the inheritance. You can give it to us so we can help your new siblings get the things they want. You need to stop being so selfish and think about them. They could use the money for much better things. Hearing this, I began laughing very loudly in front of him. Then I pulled some of my documents out of my bag and said, I had a feeling that you would ask me something like this with the way you have been replacing me with your new family. Thankfully for me, I was prepared for this day. They asked, So, you have already dropped out of college. Will you give the rest of your inheritance to us? I replied, You must be living on planet delusion, Dad. There is no way I am dropping out of college. You and your new family do not deserve my inheritance. How dare you say that to us? Me and my kids are also your family. We deserve whatever inheritance you get from others. Families share, so you need to give us the money right now. What family, Jennifer? You and your kids have never made me feel like family. My mom was betrayed by the two of you. You and Dad mean nothing to me, and neither do your kids. So, I will not be dropping out and giving you any money. You cannot insult us in our own home, mister. You need to apologize to us right now. I'm very close to kicking you out of the house. Don't test my patience. I'm glad you brought up the topic of kicking out people from the house. Well, I guess I have some surprises for you too. Here, why don't you read this? I gave them the papers and let them read what was written on it. Their faces went paler with every word they read. By the time they had stopped reading, both Dad and Jennifer were in disbelief. Dad started to shake from what he had read in the documents. Where did you get these documents? This can't be true. This is impossible. Yes, this is true, Dad. Grandpa has signed over the ownership of the house to me. He had this plan all along. When I told him about the way you and your new family are treating me, he put my name on the house. No, 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 that's impossible. This house belongs to us, not you. Peter cannot give the house to you. Dad promised me the house ever since I was young. He cannot give it away to you. It should belong to me. I'll make him give the house to me. Yes, abandon his other grandkids. Peter can't abandon his son, his wife. Talking to Grandpa won't be of any help. The house has already been transferred to my name. It's not his property anymore. It's now mine, and you should not waste your time on Grandpa. You have worse things to worry about, Dad and Jennifer. What the hell do you mean, Esther? I don't like the way you're speaking to me. Well, in that case, I won't speak to you at all, Dad. Here, you can now take these documents and make sense of them yourself. Enjoy your lovely karma, guys. Bye. As I was leaving, I could see that my dad and Jennifer were reading the second document with great curiosity. This time, they looked absolutely shell-shocked and started to shout my name. By that time, I was already making my way out. I ran to my car, got in, and drove away before they could get hold of me. You must be wondering what was in the second document. Well, it was an eviction notice. I legally gave them a month to leave the house that now belongs to me. It was just the start of my revenge. I drove straight to my grandpa's house after serving Dad the eviction notice. I knew that Grandpa would be waiting for me. After I reached him, we would start our second step of the plan. When I got to Grandpa's house, I gave him the green signal. The eviction papers have been served, Grandpa. They know that the house belongs to me now. You can go ahead and do what you want. Good job, Esther. Now I'm going to call my friend, who is Richard's boss. I requested my friend to give my son the job because he was in financial debt. I thought he needed the money to pay child support and take care of you. And though that he had no intention of taking care of you. So, it's time to take the job back from him. Do you really want to do this, Grandpa? They might show up at your place and make a scene or beg for money. They can beg as much as they want, Esther. They won't get a penny out of me. That's a promise. I won't let them go for neglecting you. It's my responsibility to protect my granddaughter now. Grandpa became the best person in my life during that time. His love for me knew no bounds, and it truly showed me what a real family does. True to his words, Grandpa called his friend to get Dad fired. He also called his lawyer to talk about inheriting Dad. Around an hour or two after everything went down, Grandpa started receiving angry calls and texts from both Dad and Jennifer. At first, Grandpa ignored them, but then he decided to give Dad a piece of his mind. He picked up the call and said, "What the hell do you want, Richard? I think I have made it clear through my actions that I'll be of no help to you. Dad, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to your own son. What kind of a father are you? How can you destroy your own son's life? You keep forgetting something, Richard. I am being the same kind of father that you were to Esther. I'm not doing something out of the ordinary, Richard. I'm mirroring your actions. You tried to make Esther give up her inheritance and her studies. When she refused, you threatened to kick her out. I know everything, Richard. Don't teach me how to be a father. What I do with my daughter is none of your business. She has become a spoiled brat because of you. She doesn't respect me or my wife. She doesn't want to share her inheritance. Yes, she doesn't want to share the inheritance her mom left for her. She doesn't want to give money to the people who betrayed her and her mother. She has done nothing wrong. I've helped you a lot in life because I wanted you to learn to be a good dad. You haven't done anything but make a fool out of me. I'm done enabling you, Richard. In a few days' time, you will be completely disinherited." Grandpa said that and cut the call on Dad's face. It was glorious for me. Grandpa also looked like he had finally dealt with Dad like he should have done before. He requested me to stay with him for a few days until he sorts things out. He had a feeling that Dad and Jennifer would show up at my dorm and make a scene. He didn't want that to happen. My roommate informed me that my dad and stepmother did try to meet me at the dorm. When they didn't find me there, they came straight to Grandpa's. They demanded to know where I was and accused me of destroying the family. Dad, you can't stop me from parenting my own child. I am her father and her legal guardian. I have the right to see her when I want. I'm a full-grown adult, Dad. You made it very clear that since I turned 18, your responsibilities towards me have ended. Well, guess what? It also means that you no longer have any legal rights to punish me or take me with you. Listen to me, Richard. If you know what's best for you, you will take your wife and leave my house immediately. I have already made your life hell. Don't make me call the police on you too. Trust me, son. I won't hesitate even for a second. That was enough to make Dad leave me and Grandpa alone. Jennifer tried to cause a fuss, but Dad dragged her away. After this incident, there were a few days of radio silence from them. However, when their eviction date came near, the tears and begging restarted on their own. They came back to the house to beg us to let them stay. Apparently, they had no savings and no means to rent a place. Their kids refused to get jobs to help them out and also refused to move out, despite being well over 20. Grandpa and I didn't pay any attention to them. When the eviction period was over, Dad and his new family had to leave my home. Dad showed up at our doorstep with his bags. He said that Jennifer had decided to file for divorce since he couldn't provide for her anymore. Dad broke down in tears and begged us to give him another chance. But it was too late for him. I told him that I wanted nothing to do with him. The last I heard, Dad is currently crashing on a friend's couch and trying to find a new job. His last removal from the job didn't look good on his CV, so people were rejecting his application left and right. At this rate, he'll be forced to take a huge payout and work below his last designation. I have no idea where Jennifer and her kids are, but I know that she has filed for divorce. I guess she is on the lookout for her next victim. Meanwhile, Grandpa and I are still as close as ever and working hard at college. My current dream is to follow in the footsteps of my mom. Please wish me luck.